Okay, so this is to help you walk through the Chromakey major project. So we're going to go through and open up Premiere again. We're going to import the footage. So we're going to import the Christina stand-up. We're going to import the virtual set. And we're going to go back and import the folder full of photos. Whole folder. And we're going to open up the script that we have here. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and put Christina, as you always use with the person on the green screen first. So let's drop that down here. That creates a sequence. And we're going to rename this sequence Chromakey Major Project. Okay. Okay. So now, just as I've instructed you before, we're going to go ahead and bring her up to the third track here. Turn on all these tracks in between, just so we know what we're doing here. And we're going to apply the crop filter. So let's go to Effects and type in Crop. Get the crop on her, and we're going to get rid of these parts. Go to Effects Controls. We'll flip up Motion, Opacity, and let's bring in the crop on the left. Click and drag, and again leave her room to wave her arms around if necessary. Same thing on the right. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, and then we're going to get rid of this green by going to the Ultra key. Let's drop that on there. And then we can flip up the crop because we're done with that. Let's get the dropper, and again, don't click on her or too far away from her, just click close to her. And that makes a pretty nice key. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is get the virtual set. So let's go back to the project window and executive set. Again, we're going to double click it. It does have sound, so we're just going to grab by the little icon here that says video only and drag it down to the video 2 track. And since it's a seamless looping set, we're just going to keep dragging it down there until it fills up. So there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, and then just grab the end and just trim this back and let it snap to the end there. Let's save, Control S, Command S. Okay, now let's get on Christina and move her a little to the left. So let's go back on Effects Controls, flip this down, just drag her to the left here a little bit. So that's pretty good. Okay. Now we're going to cut a hole in the background. So let's lock Christina's track. Let's lock the audio track. Oh, well, there's a countdown here, so let's take that off. Let's unlock this.
In 5, 4, 3.
And right when she takes a breath there, just hit the Q key and trim it back and save. Control S, Command S. Now let's lock her track and let's lock the audio track, and we're going to cut a hole in this first one. So let's park on it and select it. And remember how we did this before, so we're going to go on 75%. That's too big for this particular picture. Let's try 50% and move it over so we can see the edges. Now this doesn't have a black border, so it's a little easier. So let's go on opacity, flip up motion, and flip down opacity, get the pen tool, and let's go right in the corner here, click, and then right in the corner here, try to be precise, click, right in this corner, click, oops, kind of missed that one, undo, and click, and then here, click, and finally join it together on the outside edge here. And of course it selects what's inside the box, so we're going to invert it. Okay, so now there's a hole there, so let's save, Command S, Control S, and click off so we're not seeing the image anymore. And let's go to Fit, and let's go get the photos. So let's flip down the photos. Now we're going to repeat this first photo, so there's not going to be all of them. So let's click the first one, hold down Shift, drag them in. Okay, now we go get the script. Okay, so we're going to use the W key to trim off at the end of each of these lines. So we're looking for, this is the time to explore different career paths. Okay, so let's just play it.
Students are told that college is supposed to be the best 4 years of their lives, and that this is the time to explore different career paths.
Career path, stop it. Back it up to a couple frames because I missed it. Hit the W. Okay, oops, gotta lock it. And lock everything except the pictures. So everything's locked. Except the picture track on video 1. Hit W. Okay, let's listen to the next line is, we're looking for deciding your future in only 4 years.
At the same time, they're reminded by bulletin boards and posters that they should have their degrees in 4 years. Just think about that. Deciding your future in only 4 years.
Okay, so that's 4 years. Hit the W. And the next line is some solutions to help ease the process, okay?
So many of us are struggling picking a major and sticking to it. You might be wondering, what are some solutions to help ease the process?
Stop it, W. The next one is, let's go over some basics.
I'm your host, Christina Feliciano, and this is College Roadblocks. Let's go over some basics.
Stop it, W. Next one is, and trust them, okay?
Number 1, reach out to your academic advisor. Their job is to help you navigate through each semester and help you find classes that align with your interests. Trust them.
Trust them, W. Next one is, they can all lead to the same results.
Number 2, network. Join clubs, go to career fairs, talk to classmates. Networking can be done in so many forms, but they all can lead to the same results.
Right there, W. And then the next one is, give you a contact to your next employer.
You never know if that friend you met in class can give you a contact to your next employer.
Right there, W. Okay, and then this one's kind of long, so just continue and find another one.
And number 3, apply for internships. Internships will give you the invaluable experience that you need to enter the workforce after graduation. And hey, if you don't like the internship you started, it's okay. It's all a trial and error process. So just continue and find another one.
Okay, so we're going to extend this one out a little bit because it's a little short. And then the last one's going to be a repeat of the first picture. So we're just going to grab it and drag it down here and stick it in there and just trim it back to the end and save, Control S, Command S. Okay, now what we got to do is finish pasting this effect on the upper channel here. So this one's effect is in place, but none of the others are. So let's click this and copy. And then we can just select all of these like this. And just make sure it's only this video 2 track because it has the background on it. And then paste attributes and make sure you paste the opacity because that's what's cutting the hole. And say OK. And then just click down to just down the way and just make sure that you can see the pictures behind there on all of them. And yes, you can. And now we've got to resize these pictures. So let's lock this track. So all the tracks are locked except for the picture track. And let's click on the first picture. And let's go to motion here. And we'll bring the scale down. And we'll move it over. Oops, that's up and down. Let's move it over to the right. And make it fill up with no black on the edges. That's pretty good. Now we're going to see if that works for the rest of them. So let's right click and copy this first one. And then we'll select all of them except the first one. And we're going to paste attributes. We don't need the opacity because we're not doing anything that makes transparency. And let's see how that worked out. So let's go to this one. That's a little bit off, so let's fix that one. So let's click on this one. And let's move it this way a little bit. Let's scale it down just a smidge. Let's move this one around just a little bit. Move it back up. Make it all bigger. There we go. Okay, so that's good. Let's go to the next one. And this one again didn't work out so good, so let's just copy this one. Copy. And let's paste it to the rest of them. Paste attributes. See how that worked out. Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's fine. That's good. That's fine. That's good. And that's good. Let's just copy this first one since it's the same shot and just make sure. So let's click on here, right click. Just click on this, just as a keyboard shortcut, Control C or Command C, and then click on this last one and paste attributes. And we don't need opacity again. And click, yeah, changed a little bit there, so save, Command S. Okay, and let's lock it. Okay, so this is our entire production. You can play it back and check it. And then of course, you need to just go to File, Export, Media, and you're going to export it as a H.264 movie and put it up on YouTube and send it to your major projects page.